energy drink. It's crack in a can.
What is that, all caffeine?
Yeah, it's like caffeine and.
You don't drink liquor?
I do. I have my daughter here, so I'm week on, week off with my kid.
Well,
So
you can't be.
I won't. Don't get me started. No,
I'm going to get you started.
No,
hopefully not so much that you kill me, but.
Oh no! It's just it's my ex, and we're going through a divorce. We're going through a divorce, and like she's trying to make out like, oh, he's an alcoholic, does all this, and then like,
I see.
We have a custody evaluation that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You want to guess who the kids have never seen drink? This guy.
Really?
They've seen her drink.
Right.
But it's like. I just don't drink around my kids. I drink normal.
Well, you're an athlete. Athletes, you can't really be a drunk if you're an athlete. I mean,
yeah. Don't get me wrong. I've drank my fair share at times, but I'm not.
Right.
It's like.
No, we don't need you drunk, Chuck.
No.
We don't. I do not want to see you. But how old is your daughter?
11.
Oh, 11.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting age. Not that I would know. I've never had children or wanted them, but I understand they're very popular. I mean, so many people, even celebrities like yourself, have children. What is it about the kids that I'm not getting?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I love my kids.
Of course.
I
know. It's a much purer love than a relationship love, right?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. She's great. It's just.
But 11, that's right on the cusp of real trouble time.
You know, I have a 21-year-old.
A 21-year-old?
Yeah, really? She's graduating from UCSD next week.
How old are you?
53.
Wow. Yeah, good. Amazing you can keep that kind of muscle on it at that age.
Oh, it's not too bad. I mean, it's a lot of.
Wonder what it's like going to be like when I'm that age. Well, I hope. Oh, now you're laughing. But no, I know. Like Stallone did a Rocky picture, I think, when he was 60.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about Rocky's manager. I'm talking about Rocky. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
First of all, I love Sylvester Stallone. I just do. I love his movies. I love him. I guess I got to catch up with that reality show, but I don't want to risk like watching it and like not loving him like I've loved him. I always thought he was great. Yeah. But like 60 and you're in the ring and he was, and that, I don't think you could have gotten that body without steroids. Am I wrong?
I'm guessing. I'm not at that age.
But you don't do that.
No, I never did. I never did training coming up. But I mean,
yeah, I guess some guys some guys look like you couldn't get that body normally.
Yeah, I mean, we see that a lot.
You see that a lot. You fought guys like that.
Yeah, I mean, I fought guys that knew. But I always thought, if they were juicing to get up to my weight, I was cutting to get to my weight. I walked around at 215, 220, above 215, 220 since I was 19. So at 35, when I'm still fighting at 205, cutting down to 205, I'm about as strong as I've never been muscled at that weight. No one's ever gone out and muscled me at that weight. So I didn't see the.
But a lot of the fighters, they're not like Conor McGregor's not like a big guy.
He's a smaller weight class.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, he fights a lot smaller, 45s and 55s.
So why did he become so famous? I mean, I don't know that much. This
marketing. He was exciting, and he won when he needed to. He won exciting. He beat some guys, knock guys out when he needed to. I mean, sometimes it's just.
And he had a personality.
He had a personality, and he was pushing it, and he got. I mean, it got huge. He beat some bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's just nothing more primal than the.
I really think he beat what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Brazilian kid. Anyway, he knocked him out in the first round. I just watch all his fights. I mean, and the kid always felt guys out, move around for a round, and then he started beating on their legs, beat their legs up, and then go after them. And he ran right across the ring because he was mad. I mean, Connor got him mad, talking trash before the fight. He ran right across the ring and got knocked out. Got caught coming across the ring and it was over.
Wait, who got knocked out?
Jose Aldo. And he bad.
So he baited him into running across the ring?
Basically, he got him so mad, he just ran right across the ring. I mean, because he's an old school, like, Muay Thai guy, and they tend to, they'll feel you out for a round, and they move around, but that getting in there, I mean, it's one thing about it, if you're talking trash, you're trying to, a lot of times if I talk trash at all before fights, I was trying to get in the guy's head. I was trying to get him to do something I wanted him to do.
Of course.
All right, say things that I wanted him to hear.
Right.
There's no, and so for me,
cast aspersions on his mother, perhaps.
I never went there.
Never went there?
No.
Mothers were off limits?
For me, there's a
you have a code, like the mafia.
Oh, no, Tito one time, Tito Ortiz, he said on a radio show in San Diego, he said, I don't date white trash bitches like Chuck. And I was pissed.
Why?
Because you don't talk trash about my girlfriend. Don't talk trash about
your girlfriend?
Yeah, I don't date white trash bitches like Chuck.
Oh, date white? I thought he was calling you white trash.
No, I don't care. But me, call me anything you want. Talk shit all you want about me.
Sure, I could see why that would get a guy like you upset.
And it was just one of those things. Like, hey, man, and I went, and after he won, he wasn't even fighting me. He was fighting Vitor Belfort. He beat Vitor, and we were at the same place for after party. And the promoter knew me, and he said, "Look, your group's wants to fight. They're gonna fight his group. I can't have it. Can you squash this with him, please?" I said, "No problem. Bring him over." He came over, and I go, "Okay. First off, it's my girlfriend. Apologize." "Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about Juliette Lewis." I'm like, "Bro, like what? Like I guess somewhere in some magazine that said I was dating her." I'm like, "Bro,
Juliette Lewis."
And Juliette Lewis. She plays them on TV. She's not white trash.
I think she's in Scientology.
Yeah.
And they say you're the one who's doing crazy things.
Yeah. But then I said, look, and secondly, I know where you live. If you ever do that again, talk about my family or friends on an interview anywhere, I'll come to your house and beat you in your living room. We got that? He said, I'm sorry, man. Okay, we're cool then. But
Chuck, are you sure I can't get you a drink? Something to take the edge off. All this talk about beating people up in their own homes. It's a little unnerving here in my home.
Well,
I'm just fucking.
Yeah, no, but it's like different though. Like it's like.
But it must be interesting to go through the world as you do, as a guy who can pull that arrow out of your quiver. Most of us can't be like, if something bad happens, well, we have to go through channels or call HR or get a lawyer or complain or something. Yeah. But you are, one of those people who can go right to, I'm going to come to your house and rain punches upon your face.
But for me, I'm one of those guys, that's my last option. I'm like, to be honest,
sounds like it was the first.
Well, it's different when we're both professional fighters, so it's a different thing to me.
It is.
Yeah, it's a different thing because we're both professional fighters.
Well, because of course this fight should happen where people can pay and make you rich for having it. Yeah.
People used to ask me when we come in a club, I used to ask me about Tito. They'd be like, "Hey, Tito's in there." I said, "You'll be okay." I said, you got a couple $1 million? No. Okay, then we're gonna be fine.
That's perfect. Exactly. That's
yeah. We'll be
yes, fine. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
You're not that stupid.
Yeah. There's no. Right? We're not fighting for free.
Well, maybe he is. Not that I'm trying to start something.
No, he isn't either.
Hey, that's gonna be a good job for me when I'm like 89. I could be like. I can trade on my reputation for having a good debate show by being the guy in the middle, and I have to get you two cockfighting. I think I can do it very easily. But you already have beef with a lot of these guys, right?
No.
You have to. Don't you have to hate somebody to punch them in the face?
Absolutely not.
No. That is the funniest thing anyone's ever said on this show. Absolutely not. You just enjoy punching in the face.
I think anger clouds judgment.
What?
Anger clouds judgment.
That's what Michael Corleone said in Godfather 3, a highly underrated movie. I really want Francis Ford Coppola to do this show because I feel like I could say to him what he's been. People have denied that Godfather 3 was a great movie too. Maybe not quite as great as the other two, but you love the guy.
It was still a great movie.
Still a great movie, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and that's what Michael Corleone. That's one of his great lines in that was, "Don't get angry; it clouds your judgment." So you're never angry when you're in a fight?
No, I calm down. I actually calm down when I fight.
Oh, really? So you don't really hate them?
No. I'm just trying to end it. I don't get me wrong. I'm trying to end them when we're fighting.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm trying to end them as fast as possible. But
course.
as soon as I'm done, I'm hoping they're okay. I mean,
right.
You know, I've had probably 2 fights where I had the guys. They didn't move for a while after I knocked them out, and I was actually sitting there, "Oh man, come on, man, please move."
So what's it feel like? I got beat up once in high school, and I really didn't enjoy it. I got to say, like one guy held me down, another guy just punched my face. And ever since then, my appetite for seeing face punching, I feel like was diminished. But I have seen you fight. I certainly watched with great interest the great Ali fights when I was 20 or whatever it was. And he was fighting in the jungle and I was in college. And I mean, it was Zaire and come on, there was so much drama. And when he won, that kind of stuff. But what does it feel like when somebody punches you in the face? Because I remember it being very bad.
Well, I mean, for someone like me, like I've been doing so long. I did karate since I was 12, and it's like always it's just kind of that's like more of like that he's scoring, and I got to figure out how to not make him score, not let him do that
worry
again.
about your face?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I mean, looking at you now. Yeah, I would never guess if I didn't know that you were a guy who fought his whole life. You don't have any like.
Well, the funny thing is, I think I've been split under here like 3 times. Like I've been split over here a couple times.
I know guys your age who have much worse under eye problems.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel pretty well. My skin, I've got pretty good skin.
Well, listen, Kylie Jenner sells a line of concealer. I think. let me hook you up. No, it's the body does heal. I mean, but you must be like after a fight, there must be like pain in a lot of different places, right?
It depends. I mean, I had a fight. I fought down in Brazil it was 30 minutes, 1 round. Bare knuckle. We went the full.
Bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle. We went the full 30 minutes. Headbutts were allowed. Strikes to the groin were allowed. They allowed everything. But I mean, we went through the whole fight. I had a couple bruises right here, and I had a cut under each eye, small cut under each eye. But other than that, I could have fought the next day.
Why? Because you're so good at evading your opponent's punches?
Well, you ate some of them, but they didn't beat me up that bad. But I've also been in a fight. I kicked a guy in the head once and knocked him out in the first round in a kickboxing match, and this part of my foot swelled up. By the time I got home, I couldn't walk for like 3 weeks because it was so swollen right here.
I've had that happen here playing basketball with my friends when I turned an ankle and I couldn't walk for 3 weeks. Are you kidding? That's nothing considering what you're putting yourself in the ring with.
I gotta say, my body's held together pretty well for what I put it through. I mean, I've got two levels.
But you're not doing it anymore.
No,
right?
no, I'm retired. Yeah.
You would never consider it for any amount of money? Oh, look at you! It took 1 second to break you down. I hadn't got to
you offer enough. I mean, it's just
I hadn't got to the ye in money, and you gave up. I think that's not a good decision because you know what? You could. It's easy to think. I remember my 50s. It wasn't that long ago. It was the one before this one, and you kind of do still think you're 20. Like now I know I'm not.
No, I mean it would have to be a lot of money. I don't think it's in the money. It would have to be a lot.
But you can't put a price on your brain. I mean, you don't think you risk?
It's taking its punches, but when you think about it, they're doing a lot better stuff with brain training and brain fixing stuff with the brain. So it's been
fixing the brain. I don't think so. I don't think brain fixing is like their best suit right now. I don't think they got up to that. I think, the football players who have CTE, and I mean, there've been a lot of suicides. There's a lot of people who just are not happy. They're alcoholism, suicide, you know, just angry at the wife all the time, and you know.
Well, they're doing a lot of crazy stuff with that. We had a brain training where you get to do an EEG for you, and I was in one of my things, whatever it was, like fight or flight, full like all day long.
Right.
And after about 20 sessions watching this thing with the electrode thing, I was back to normal. The EEG's back to normal, so it's. I mean, they can fix some of it, and I mean, I'm not. I mean, because a lot of it.
No, I can tell talking to you, you're 100%. You have zero mental problems. You're totally focused, tracked, articulate.
One thing is we've had for a long time is fighters. You get knocked out, you get suspended for a period of time. You can't fight first, and
Right.
And if you're hurt, you can wait. You don't just don't set up another fight till you're ready to get ready, right? Where in football, the problem is you got to be in the next play. For a long time, the next play, or you got to be in the next week, and they can't lose you for 3 weeks. They need you for week after week after week,
Right.
and so they're taking that beating over and over again.
But do you miss punching people in the face? It seems like if you like it, it feels good. You'd want to keep.
I don't know that I miss the whole process of being a fighter. Going to training camp,
The guys.
being able, going into training camp because it was like you got to shut off the rest of your world. I mean, I got to be in my own world. I like to be not really shut off, but you're able to not worry. Like I didn't worry about it. I just everyone knew I had one job. I get ready for this fight, get ready for the fight. If they got other stresses, other problems, they'll save it. If they can save it, if it can wait, they'll wait till after the fight to talk to me about it.
Right.
So you have that kind of grace, and then you got to go hang out with the guys, a couple times a day, and I got the routines you got into, and it was just I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed training. I like fighting. I like learning. I loved martial arts when I was a kid. I got into it when I first got into it. It really helped me. I was kind of like an AD, like all over the place kid, and it taught me how to focus because I wanted to learn this stuff, and they would make me sit there and do 500 on each side to learn before I could learn something new, and I wanted to learn. So it was just, it's I always like trying to figure things out, learn new things, add new things to my game.
What if one of the guys at the training camp was gay? What would happen? I'm just curious. Like, would they be accepted because it's 2023, or would it make it weird because the guys are?
Honestly, no one cares.
Really?
I don't.
That's,
I mean,
see,
a lot of times
now that's what I call progress. I'm always beating this drum on my show that, to acknowledge progress does not make you some sort of conservative or flag waver or anything. It's just to acknowledge reality. Like, it wasn't that long ago when, especially the macho sports, football, was like you would. There were some gay players, but they could never come out.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's still places that people they find them, but like guys.
But that's what I keep trying to tell people that especially. I mean, you're not even that young, but the younger generations, especially, they don't care. They don't care about these things that the other generations, older generations, did. So,
I'm a fighter. If you can fight, I don't care. If you can help me get ready if you help me get ready for my fight, I don't care. Look, you're not going to make me do anything I don't want to do. So,
but it would be awkward if you were fighting a guy and he got an erection. Would it? I mean, that would be uncomfortable, would it not? If you got him in a clinch and he like. And he, it's like you'd tap out. I can't stand this guy's flashlight against my ass crack.
Yeah, I might. If we were training, I might have tap. Hey, bro, you have to take a break.
But I feel like getting whatever the glory there is in it, and there must be great satisfaction, to be like the baddest dude on the planet. Status, but like to get punched in the face, I just remember that day, and it was just, and I was so ashamed that I got beat up like this, that I I didn't want my father to know.
See, I always think like because people like like okay, you had two guys jump you, like not most guys can't do anything about that. Most
Right,
guys. It's
but
not like
I was 14. I mean,
especially at that.
yes, you're just
Yeah.
and of course just the emotional trauma. And luckily, my my father worked nights, so he wasn't. I didn't see him during the week, so my mother covered for me, and then he must have known because he did see. But my face, you're young, your face heals quickly, but it was a mess. She kept me out of school for 2 weeks, told them I had bronchitis, but. It was just it was the trauma of it, just as well as the physical pain. But you don't have any of that emotional baggage with it.
No. No, I fought like growing up. And usually it was I was always trying to. I hated bullies. I hated people that picked on people. And I loved fighting.
I can think of a million things I would rather not do than punch people in the face for a living. For example, proctologist. Like, would I rather punch people in the face or like stick my finger in their ass?
Well, no. There was a. I mean, I remember I was in high school. I used to say, man, it really sucks. It really sucks. I can't get paid to do what I'm really the best at. I was talking about street fighting. I was like,
right.
I'm like, it turned out I actually wound up. I graduated in '88, so UFC came. It was the first UFC was in '93.
Yeah, you really changed the game. Yeah, invented the game, kind of. Yeah, I mean, when I was interested in the pugilistic arts, it didn't exist.
No.
There was no MMA. There was just boxing.
Yeah, '93 was the first UFC.
And there was a succession of boxers that, I thought were pretty interesting. I mean, nobody was Ali, but Holyfield was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The ear. And certainly Mike Tyson was,
Mike was awesome.
super. I love Mike. He sat here.
Yeah.
We chopped it up one night. But George Foreman was a character.
Oh, yeah.
There was.
I trained with one of his sons. I think George Foreman 3 the other day.
I think he named all his sons George.
Yeah.
Which I am not passing comment on that at all. But there were characters and I enjoyed it, I mean, but I never can kind of watch it without thinking of that bad day.
Yeah.
So
But
sucks. I wasn't born you were like born the tough guy. You could, you should be like you should do like Schwarzenegger did, like who's this did, like The Rock did. What?
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to do that?
Oh, no, I'd love to.
Oh.
Sure. I'm in. We can get it going.
Yeah, you got the look, and people, the popcorn crowd loves to see a guy who can kick ass. It's like one of the most American things there is. Is like, we like a guy who can kick ass. I mean, you got to do it. You can't do it, in the service of a bad cause.
Right.
You can't do it to protect the Confederacy or, pedophilia or something, you got to do it in the right cause.
Right. Gotcha. I understand.
But, we can definitely make you into the next action star. And we don't need a special power. You're big and strong. You got the old school.
Perfect.
And now there's nothing in your past that we have to worry about, is there? Or what about are your political opinions down the middle?
For the most part, yes.
Like who? Like
look, man. I believe, people have their rights to an opinion, and I got friends that have different opinions on a lot of things.
Good.
Because we can have.
Yes.
I mean,
this is what I'm always preaching. We don't have to agree to not hate each other.
Yeah, exactly.
On almost anything. And there's a few things,
Trust me.
obviously pedophilia. I can't have any room for that. or cannibalism. I feel like that should be out of bounds completely. But you've got to give people a wide leeway in how they see the world differently than you.
And you know
which
what?
results in their...
I tell people all the time, I'll listen to anybody's opinion.
Right.
I mean, and as long as you have, I'm okay with your opinion as long as you're consistent with your beliefs. But when you're talking about stuff, but I'll listen to it, and if I'm pretty set in my ways with a lot of things. But if you can convince me I'm wrong, I'm happy to change. If you can convince me, or you might even, a lot of times I get a way to understand what you believe. You know, like I've had people convince me, oh, okay, now I understand why you think that or why you feel that. I don't agree with you, but now I can understand you better. And that's cool too. But I like talking to people about stuff. I get people like, oh, I get people, oh, I don't want you to talk to her because I don't want you to ruffle. I just wonder, I'm going to ask questions. That's all. I ask questions. I want to understand your belief. And if that's not okay, I'm sorry. Then I'll back off.
No,
Because for me, I'm like, you know, if you as long as you don't come into as long as you don't directly affect my circle of people and my friends and family,
right?
We're good.
So I'm down with all that. Which party do you think is more judgy?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you, actually. I mean, both sides. It's like I listen to both sides, and like I'll listen to different things, and I'll listen to them, and you're going. I'm more conservative than I mean, if I had to pick one, I'm more conservative. But
yeah, so you don't have to apologize for it.
No, I'm not apologizing.
Yeah,
I won't.
I know.
I won't. But I tell people like, hey, but my thing is, I also don't. I mean, I'll look at these guys, and they'll try to make a mountain out of a molehill on this side about some little thing happened. I'm like, okay, he misspoke something or whatever. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
No, it's like same thing, but it's like I don't know. It just bothers me the way people just so. You know, you said so biased, or the way people use statistics. Statistics make me laugh. I always tell people I did in college. My first
ones?
Which
ones bother you?
No, the way people use them.
Yeah,
I would
give me an example of a statistic that is misleading. I'm not arguing that you can lie with statistics for sure.
Was I did one on gun control, paper on gun control back in 88, 89.
Gun control.
Gun control. They had me do a paper for or against. But then they had, right after the teacher took, as you turned it in, she said, now go do it. Now go do it on the other side. When I went back to the library to argue the other side, I found they were quoting the same studies. Both of them, both sides. It's just they're using the statistics different from the same study. And it was one of those things. I'm like, okay, so I started. I was like,
oh no,
my buddy sent me a thing. Ah man, I wish I would do the numbers. But he did a first, second, and third year of a presidency versus a second, third, and fourth. And I'm like, wait, so why did you use those numbers? Let me go look back. So I looked it all up because there was no other way that his guy came ahead in that whatever thing it was. The only way it came ahead if it was 1, 2, 3 and 2, 3, 4. Right. Any other version of that, so it's like
the people who were arguing against the idea that climate change is real and man-made and happening and accelerating. They found a year, I think it was 1998, which was an anomaly year. You know, things like climate don't go in a steady line. They go in a line that's squiggly, but it's going in a certain direction. And of course, for planet Earth, that line is going toward the bad side, constantly going up, but not straight. So they picked this one year, 1998, which is an aberration year, to make all sorts of lies, to your point about statistics lying, about how we really shouldn't worry about climate change. Because if you go from 1998 because 1998 was not the typical year. But the statistics are not something that's assailable, but it's essentially a lie. It's a lie with statistics.
Right, exactly. But you know, I
So
just,
you
when people-
follow things. You follow politics closely.
not close, a little bit here and there. Not real close, but I got buddies that'll send me stuff and like on both sides.
From both sides. That's good.
I get my segments on both sides.
Because you can't- yeah.
And I can argue with them on both sides because I like to play as devil's advocate.
Well, you have to
I
get.
think to understand. Tell me, what is this your real belief? Do you know about it? Have you studied it? Do you understand it, or did you just see some meme somewhere and now you're sending it to me?
Right, exactly.
If you understand it, I'll listen.
It's so funny. Like people, I also get stuff from a zillion people from both sides, and more times than not, what I have to do if something intrigues me is take it into my office, into my writers' meeting, and say to the producers and the writers who work there, okay, this blah, 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 find out if it's true. Because I don't trust anybody. I don't trust them on the left. I don't trust them on the right. And most of the times, what I get back from my staff, who does know how to vet things, brilliant they are, is, well, it wasn't wrong what you were sent. It just wasn't the whole story.
Right.
Because no one wants to tell you the whole story. They just want to tell you the part that makes you join their team.
Right.
That's what I fucking hate about America these days. You know,
Well,
just tell me the whole story.
Yeah, tell me the whole story and let me make a decision.
What?
Let me make a choice.
Your team doesn't have to win everywhere. Yeah, because everyone's team has to win, no one's winning. That's really where we are.
Yeah, and I've been to play. Yeah, because that's the thing too. I've had people ask me about coming on their conservative show or whatever, and I said, okay, just so you know, be careful what you ask me on there, because I'm going to tell you what I believe, not what you want me to say.
Good.
I don't have a.
Good. We need more people like that.
I don't have a. I don't have
agenda.
Agenda, and I don't have like a party line. I don't,
Fear. You certainly don't fear someone's going to beat you up over it.
Yeah. No, well,
See, that's a nice armor to have. But we need more people to do that. And I mean, if you're really sincere about that,
No,
because
I just
you
don't-
have to be. It's not what you have to fear from that is people who will turn on you in different ways because you didn't conform to the one true opinion. You know.
Yeah, and that for me, honestly, I'm pretty good at it. Hey, and if you don't like me, you don't like what I think, you don't like it, the door's over there.
Right.
I don't care. Like if you,
And I also know where you live.
yeah,
Let's not forget the living room thing, okay, asshole?
no, but like I used to tell, my oldest son, when he's having a problem with social media back in the day, someone bullying him on there or something, saying bad things, saying bad things on that. I'm like, wait, son, let me take this for you. You know that kid? Nope. Does he know you? No. Has he talked to you? No. Do you look up to him for some reason? Has he done something that you find impressive? No. Okay. Then why the fuck do you care? And if you do, get off social media.
Right.
But that's all I got to say. Like if you can't handle that, because people, I'm all of a sudden, you want to look up mine? You want to see guys tell me they kick my ass? You think they kick my ass? No. Do I think I care? Do I think if they could, come on by. Whatever. I mean, we can see. I mean,
I'm sure you must attract a lot of that.
no, I've never had that problem.
Well, but like, I think Sylvester Stallone once said something about how like when you're me and you're Rocky and you go out in public, everyone wants to fight you. The way like with me, maybe they want to debate me, you know, if they see me. They want to tell me a joke. You know what? People kind of want to mimic what they see you as publicly.
But I think a lot of times from the fighters, like sometimes guys will think, I'm a street fighter. He's a boxer, not a street fighter. I can beat him. Or he's a big football player. I can beat him. I'm a street fighter. I'm known as a heavy-handed brawler, street fighter. You know, and 9 out of 10 people see me. Oh, you're a lot bigger than I thought you were. And to be honest, the guys who would do that kind of thing, most of them are fans of mine anyway. And so if I'm just, and I worked in bars for like 8 years, 9 years, and I know how to turn a conversation to, I go and say something, okay. Hey, you know, we're making a lot of money now. You should be in the UFC if you're that tough. And they're like, and I go tell their friends, I told them they could be in the UFC, and I got to sit back down and drink my beer. So.
It's a lot like the animal world, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the way humans, we're still animals, the way we posture and fight. You know, I have this pool over here, which I don't use, and the ducks like
I
started.
saw him actually.
You saw the ducks?
I was looking at. I was out there. We were talking about them.
Oh, okay. So like. Yeah, when we first found them, it was like, oh, we got to get rid of the ducks. I said, no. You know what? I'm going to bequeath this pool to the ducks. It'll be a lot more interesting. I don't use this pool. I have another pool. Okay? Hate me. So, so it became the duck pond, and it was very idyllic for quite a while. There was just two there, Onyx and Ducky, and then like the pool became a battleground because other ducks came by. And so like some days there'd just be a lot of feathers in the pool. And I've seen some of the duck fights, you know.
That'd be interesting, actually.
It's not what I envisioned. I thought, oh, a duck pond, this will be so pastoral and idyllic and peaceful. And it's actually fucking MMA with wings.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, every day there's a fight for this pool. And I mean, I don't know what to do to solve this problem. It's why I've called you here.
Perfect.
You're an expert in fighting. What should I do to, I mean,
go out there and referee.
they could fucking, where do you live, Chuck?
Hidden Hills.
Oh, you live out here.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking lives out here, don't they? I mean, everybody, like, why do you need to be out here? You don't. Like lots of people, like I need to be out here because there's like you know, I work at a TV studio. That's where the studios are. They're in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. Okay, but like so many people who don't have to be here, like for all the shit LA takes, everybody's here.
Well, honestly, I was in San Luis Obispo and I would have stayed there. When I got married, my wife was, her daughter was doing movies. And to move up to SLO would have meant the movies were done. She just, you know, so she's doing auditions. She's doing auditions in some movies. She got,
I see.
I got some, she was on like, I think it was All My Children and she had a couple cool like Hallmark movies she was in, so main characters. But you know, for her moving up there with me, but I just retired, and her moving up there would have meant it was over. You know, we're not going to drive all the way down to LA for auditions. Right. And so I'm okay. Yeah, I can. We'll try it out. I rented a house in Hidden Hills. I really loved it in there, and wound up moving down.
Boy,
she got out of the movie thing a little bit later, but I was okay with that. I was, you know,
but so you're single now?
Yeah.
Well, join the club. There's a support group here. I'm the president because I never got married. You know, I never quite understood that whole thing. I know it has advantages sometimes. I certainly have been in long-term relationships and know the beauty and love that goes there. But I don't know. It just it's you know, when it gets to be where you ask people how's it going, and it's like, well, you know, it's work. It's like, okay, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to work.
Yeah,
and everybody always says
I'm with you.
What? Relationships are work. You know, like, and they say it, they don't even say it like it's a bad thing. They're just saying it like you're a good person if you are willing to do the work. Were you willing to do the work, Chuck? Did you do the work?
I tried.
You did?
I tried.
You tried? You did the work?
For the kids, you know. That was, you know.
No, but in the relationship, did you do the work?
I tried, yeah.
I bet you did. You seem like the kind of guy who, when you go for something, you don't go for it totally.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean.
It is what it is.
I don't know. They always said it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. But when you're going through a breakup, that isn't true. It's just some bullshit from 1808 or something, you know. No, that's not true. I mean, if an ex becomes a great friend, then the pain of the breakup hopefully is worth it for both of you.
Yeah.
You know, You see that in the future with your ex?
No.
You you have the best natural comic timing. I got to tell you, you don't even have to think. Don't think about it. Don't make. I don't want to make you self-conscious, but man, you and just stick to that.
I actually did a thing with where it was actually pretty fun. Like I didn't think I really always said I didn't really like entertaining, but I think I really do, because I went up and I was doing a thing with David Spade, and he put an earpiece in, and I went to that open mic. I was just saying whatever he told me to say.
David Spade was in your ear.
Yeah. And I was saying for a show, and I was saying, and I was doing it to a crowd, a comedy, so doing a comedy thing, and it was fun. I mean, the people were laughing and having a good time, and I had no idea what he was going to say, and I just had to.
So they get David Spade's brain, and they get to look at you. It's a win-win.
Yeah. But I actually really kind of enjoyed being up there, even though it wasn't me doing it. I was just kind of. But it was fun.
Well, that's a little catch about comedy. You can't do. I mean, you gotta. Although I guess with modern technology, fucking AI could probably do it. Not at the top level, but AI could definitely do
open mic night. It's
open
fine.
mic night, exactly. Or I think they could also do the Cleveland Comedy Club. I say that as a lover of Cleveland. I was just in Cleveland, lovely town. But okay, so. We decided you're going to be a big action star.
Nice.
Really? I mean, who who would be better at that? I can't even think. Yeah, no. I mean, you got the fame, you got the name, you got the rep. You're an OG, but you're not over the hill.
Right.
Right.
So I agree with you on all points.
I should be your publicist.
I know.
Or your agent. What the fuck are they doing for you? That I have to come up with all the good ideas. Jesus Christ. Monday, you got to go in there. You got to kick some ass with your agent and your publicist.
All right.
You should already be Thor Man. And that's your catchphrase. I'm Thor. I'm Thor. Did I mention it's a gay? That's groundbreaking. Would you do it for the love of $1 billion franchise? Would you be gay? Gay
Thor?
Because there are gay guys who can fucking kick ass. Would you kiss a guy on camera if it was?
They're drawing the line somewhere. Sorry.
All right, we could CGI that in. We can CGI the dick. We can CGI everything. Yeah, I see that in your future. But what? Okay, so you're a divorced dad.
Yep.
You're like that guy in every fucking movie on streaming. And what do you drive, Chuck? Let's complete this picture. A divorced dad who drives a...
Well, I still have my H2 from the UFC.
What's that, a Hummer?
A Hummer.
You drive a Hummer.
No, I actually drive... I usually drive the Escalade, though. Driving kids.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
of course. We're going to go against the brand? What are you going to be in a Subaru? Come on. Okay, so a divorced dad, 2 kids. I love this for a sitcom also. Former MMA champion, and we got to make this.
Everyone like my daughter does competitive cheer, and people like, you're a cheer dad too. I'm like,
a what?
Cheer dad.
What's that?
Because I'm just supporting my daughter does competitive cheer, so I'm there watching her. So I'm just a dad.
They have a name for this? A cheer dad?
You're a cheer dad too? I'm like, yeah. So my daughter cheers.
Oh, God.
I'm here supporting her. What do you think?
So that's a real term, cheer dad.
Yeah.
And you're one of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you definitely should not fight again because your balls have shrunk a little just from being called a cheer dad. Okay. So... But it's great that you're...
But I'm telling you, for
the things you do for anything for your kids.
Yeah.
I say that like I have kids. But I mean, I know that, again, and I see this from the outside. I don't understand it, but I see it. I would be so nervous to have kids because what if they're fuck ups? And it would not necessarily be your fault.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
You know, sometimes fate just.
Yeah, some people like,
But I guess but I also would say 90% of the time, I do think a parent can shape a kid into a decent human being.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So those are good odds.
Yeah.
If you do it right. I imagine you are fairly strict.
Fairly, but I'm reasonable. I mean, I was raised by my mom raised me like basically to think for yourself, and I was allowed to actually argue with respect. Allowed to argue with her, like try to prove my point. I didn't win very often, but if I could put a good argument together, and convince her that maybe it's okay, she give in every once in a while.
But I'll tell you something. My father was allowed to do to me that you are not allowed to do, which is spank, especially you.
It's like I've never had to.
I know, but you never would want to, Chuck.
I don't want to either.
No, because they would say, this guy of all the people who shouldn't be hitting,
I always tell my grandpa. My grandpa was my father, acted as my father. I mean, we moved in with my grandparents when I was 8, and I remember he spanked me when I was 12, and I was crying because I had to, so he'd stop spanking me. And when I didn't care. At that point, he couldn't hurt me. He'd always say he's gonna hurt me more than hurt you. I went out and he was sitting there crying at the table. I was like, oh, okay, I can't do that again. It was like that's what got me, not him hit me.
Did he felt so bad about it?
Yeah, he felt so bad about it, but he felt like it was something he had to do to teach me a lesson.
And later on, when you showed up in his living room, no,
yeah,
you always win in the end.
Yeah,
no, that's very sweet.
Yeah, but he really.
Yeah, I mean,
he did it because he felt that was the right thing to do to teach you a lesson at that time. That's what he was right.
And that's why I am grateful for the spankings I got. They were few and far between. But when
I knew I deserved every one I got.
Yeah, but when they happened, it made the point that there was a way to go. There was a place to go that a parent was able to say to a child, "Well, this is like on DEFCON 2 level, okay? DEFCON 1 is we kick you out of the house, but So you got the message, and
and my thing, I told my little ex when I first met her, she was like got mad at her daughter and grabbed her one time, and I'm like, look, hey, I'm not gonna tell you how to raise your kid, but if you want to spank her, whatever, that's fine, but just don't hit her out of anger.
Right.
I mean, if you hit her for a purpose. If you want to spank her, spank her because she needs, but don't do it out of anger because you're gonna hurt her by mistake, and I know it's gonna kill you. It's gonna hurt you.
And I know people will hate me for saying this because they hate sometimes when I sort of delineate the differences between generations, but I'm sorry, it's what I truly believe. The reason why I'm okay with my father spanking me is because I trust that generation. That was the World War II generation, my parents.
Yeah,
okay?
Grandpa.
Right, okay.
World War
II.
Yeah.
They were good parents, People they just had a lot more boundaries and a lot more responsibility back then. And so I trust them generally to be able to handle spanking a kid. I don't trust that of today's generations because I think, like you say, there would be too much in anger or just stupid. People just got fucking stupider. So I just don't trust them to do it today, which is a sad comment.
Yeah, no.
But no, I'm sure you're.
You ever see Idiocracy?
Idiocracy, the movie?
Movie, yeah.
The best.
I feel like sometimes we're used to like that.
So funny you mentioned that movie. Listen to this. So I just got a new car, right? Okay, it's electric, and of course, everything is so high tech, and it has this, console in the middle, and it asks for your name, and I didn't want to have my real name in there because when you turn it on, it'll say hello. Bill Maher, and I'm like, no, I don't want, the valet guy's going to hear this or whatever. So I remember in the movie Idiocracy, they're trying to identify him. He's going through that machine, and the robot voice is like, what is the name? And he's like, well, I'm not sure if you want the name that I'm using. Not sure. They print on him, not sure. That's his name. So so my name in my car is not sure.
That's awesome.
So when I turn on the car, it's like, hello, not sure.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
That's so good. That's funny. I love that movie.
So, okay, so in the sitcom I'm putting you in now, you're a divorced dad with 2 kids, and you ride around in a Hummer. I like the Hummer better. I think that you are a Trump voter in a liberal town. And you wear the MAGA hat once at a softball game with your daughter, and that's the pilot. Now, it's no Succession. But I think CBS might bite. What do you do now that that's a good question. What do you do now that you're single? So what's your social life like?
Well, actually, I've seen a girl now, so.
So you have a new girlfriend already?
Yeah, and she's a girl from that I used to hang out way back.
Way back?
Yeah.
Oh, see.
We've been friends for 15 years.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, but I hear a lot of relationships like that. I mean, from people I know, I just feel like I've heard that a lot. Like, oh yeah, I'm with somebody. Oh really? How'd you meet? Well, I knew him a long time ago. And it's like, people have this connection and then it's just the timing is wrong.
Right.
And one of them maybe had to mature. Wink, wink.
Yeah, that's
the one with the penis, usually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's great. So you have a comfort level and a...
Yeah, we're cool.
Oh.
That's awesome.
So where do you think that's going to go?
Oh,
Would you get married again? Or are you like...
Yeah, yeah, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kid Rock has a song about being 50, and it was something like, I used to get blown on the tour bus. Now I'm more likely to be at Toys R Us.
That's funny.
That's kind of what I never got, about going down that path in life, like that path that people have, like, oh, hey, we like each other. And then we move to the next step is like, oh, well, now we're kind of getting exclusive. And, oh, we've been together a couple of years. I mean, we probably should get engaged. And then, okay, we're getting engaged and means we're going to get married. We should set a date. There's this path. You're just, I feel like I'm walking down death row, and it's just, okay, so then we're going to get married and then we're going to children. And, there's just this path that it always seemed to me like a corridor, that I was walking down. And then I just wanted to be able to have it was like the thing when you walk onto the plane, I wanted some escape route off of it, but it didn't exist.
Yeah. Oh.
But
that's an interesting way to look at it. And I think I did for a long time. I was single until I was almost
Rainn Wilson was here before. We had such a fun time. You took a picture with him. Yeah. Remember? Yeah. He's a great guy. But he was like so many people who've sat in that chair, they tell me that were in therapy. And he was saying how much, and I totally believe him, how much his therapist helped him. And he said, for 21 years. And I said, 21 years, isn't that proof it's not working? Which may be wrong, because he said, no, it's proof that it is working because I'm so happy, and like he was, genuinely happy in his life. But I've never, I've never really gotten the whole therapy thing. I had stuck my toe in a couple of times, and I was like, I almost couldn't stop laughing out loud at what was going on in there. Now, maybe that was just me, but you don't seem like you're a therapy guy.
I've been to marriage counselor for a little bit.
That's what mine was.
But we went.
It was a relationship counselor.
Yeah, and it was pretty much. I mean, I think she was going there to try to get him to change me. It's like
I hate to be that guy, but exactly, bro.
I'm 40 when we met. You know who I am. You knew who I was, and you know who I am. It's like, I don't know where I'm not. I'm 40. I was thinking I was 48, maybe at the time. 40. I'm not. I'm not changing anytime soon.
I
I've been this way for 48 years. I'm pretty much stuck.
I never worked so hard to like pry open my mind, to keep an open mind about something, because I really said, if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to like do it like, okay, I'm going to really, really try as hard as I can to think this, because it could be something. And therapy truly has helped millions and billions of people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I found it ridiculous. and I really tried not to. I wanted it not to be ridiculous, but I just found it to be ridiculous. And like, only in the sense that like, we're coming up against forces of nature that are so much deeper than just what can happen in a therapy session. And you can't change them. You can't change them. You can't change the nature of men and women and what works. What works? Woody Allen had that movie, Whatever Works. And I know a lot of people are snickering like, oh, he's one to talk about relationships. Well, don't get me started on Woody Allen and what an injustice and how un-American it is to have made him a pariah for something 2 investigations proved to their proof. We don't know for sure what the truth is, but for the investigation to say he was innocent, he did not molest his 5-year-old daughter.
It's like people love to do that with famous people. That it's like, what happened to innocent until proven guilty with a lot of things.
Oh, I know. Oh, do you fear cancel culture? Do you, have they tried to like get rid, how can they get rid of you? It just seems like.
I don't know. It's kind of,
You definitely don't belong to the left, so they can't excommunicate you because you don't live there.
Yeah. And I'm okay with people. I mean, I have people.
Right.
I'm fine. We can be friends. A lot of the stuff that they're going to, you go after them so far one way. It's like no one cares. Like no one cares you had drag shows. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think anyone cares. I don't know anyone that does.
People don't care about drag shows. They do care, I think, legitimately about bringing 5-year-olds to them.
Yes, 100%. And I saw someone sent me a video. Some kid was throwing $1 that if I took my son, who's 9, to a bikini bar,
right?
I get supervised visitation.
Right. No, right.
And had him throwing $1 at a stripper at a bikini bar. I'd get, but I could take him to a drag show and have him throw $1 at this dude.
Right.
They're not necessarily trans. Some of them are just
right. And it's like
drag.
It's like, can't we just? I just always want to say, can't we just go back to like 5 years ago? I'm not trying to turn the clock all the way back. I'm just saying, like, do we have to get children involved in our political squabbles about sex and gender and race? Can't they just have age 5 to 10 to think about bullshit, not their dick yet and not the color of their skin and all this kind
100%.
of, or do we have to force this? It's like, and that's what we did 5 years ago. So
I go back to I'm gonna give myself trouble talking about BLM, but to talk about BLM, I was trying to explain what was going on to my kid. Someone wanted me to explain it, so I'm okay trying to explain. So I was telling my daughter, okay, this friend is black. This friend's black, and this friend's your other friend that's black. I was pointing out some of their friends were black, and then I went and they go, Dad, you're wrong. He's brown. And I went, you know what? I'm good. We're good. I'm done talking. It's a color to them. They were kids. It's a color.
Well,
why do we have to teach them? Why do we have to teach them race?
Chuck, you can't be done. You got to stay in that fight because it's not that hard. Yeah. But I admit, I agree. Rather, it's just annoying.
Well,
but like that's where that generation is. They're just my philosophical view of it is they romanticize the idea of the social justice warrior. to them, that's the highest type of warrior, a certain type of kid, right?
Right.
So they want to have all these causes. But a lot of the heavy lifting was done by other generations. But since they weren't alive for that, it didn't happen. So when they say things are worse than they've ever been, that's because things are worse than they've ever been in their lifetime.
Right.
You know, and they're 12.
Right.
So
I agree with. I mean,
so they're going to be like race obsessed, and you know, I mean, I'm not a parent, but if I was, I would make sure the kids knew I was an old school liberal on race before I also then interjected the idea, but there is also a lot of nuttiness on the other side going on now. Race obsessed is different than race is a number one issue in America and we need to always be aware of it and work on it. That's different than just everything is race. You know, if Angela Bassett doesn't win the Oscar, it's not a racial thing. Like some people, like in 2023, are you kidding? They're trying more to give it to people of color.
100%. That's
Okay,
like,
so, you know, to make a racial issue of everything, that, to be against that does not make me a conservative. I don't know what you call yourself. You say you're in the middle. That's great. Yeah. I think even if we didn't agree on everything.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, if people ask, I mean, I lean conservative. I mean, I'm probably fiscally conservative more than anything, but I'm like, I believe in live and let live.
You're a big badass bruiser. Of course you're a conservative. What the fuck do they think you're doing? Like sitting around with a lute? Like fucking,
but
no. Yes.
Yeah.
But everybody has to sort of accept that they live in a country where half the people are nothing like you. They're like from a different planet. But they're not from a different planet. They're not even from a different country. And actually, like, again, the progress thing, I just find it so interesting that we don't like stop and memorialize. Okay, it wasn't that long ago when the sports, especially the tough guy sports, would not entertain these ideas about gayness or trans, and now it's just completely different. And it's funny that what used to be the liberal position on women in sports, which was Title IX, they passed Title IX in 1972, and it said every college and university has to have a program that gives equal resources to the women in sports. And yet because of that, they eliminated a lot of male sports,
right?
So that
a lot of fringe male sports, and because they had to keep football, which had the most money spent on it, because it makes money,
right?
You know, it makes the most money.
Anyway, but that's what the old school was, that women should have equal.
Now they're arguing that they should be able to, that they're trans, that people should be able to.
That's my point.
That's
it's like
ridiculous.
Now they've completely undone what liberals did with Title IX. Had its flaws, yes, but it was a great start, that women's sports are equal, but not the same. And the idea that you put some of these obviously male athletes, I mean, I think that the swimmer was still had a penis and was still dating women, which was, I think, what I would define as a dude.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
It was like some like it hot. They just put a wig on and jumped in the pool. You know, I mean, come on. So again, this.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's just not. It's not competitive.
And it's
fair. I mean, when they say that when they say his place time, you especially in sports like that, you can look at the time. If he was completely in the male side of that, he wouldn't even been close.
And this is the thing, again, that makes people into Trump voters, is that there is this level of being divorced from the reality of life, like men are pregnant and women are just as good at sports, that strikes a lot of people as like, yeah, I don't know what your exact policy is on this or this. I just know that people who think like that, I can't trust them with leadership. That's a big problem. There's an article in The Atlantic, which is a very esteemed magazine, And the title of it was Separating Sports by Sex Doesn't Make Sense. Of course, it does make sense for obvious reasons. And then it went on to, a whole article they printed where if I read you some of these quotes, you'd be like, it's LOL funny. How divorced from reality. And as if it was even an insult to say that women are not as physically strong.
But it's like, I'll tell you, I come by really liberal friends, so the funny thing about them is they will not denounce anything on the liberal side of politics.
Yeah, that is a problem. It's a problem on the right, too.
Not one thing. Like if you can't, but it's like, the racist, or look, I don't know one of my conservative friends that doesn't have a problem with a racist.
Exactly.
It's not. I don't know one of them, but then they'll denounce someone. They'll tell you, that guy's an asshole. I don't like that guy.
Right.
They're more than happy to do that. But if you can't even look, this is not. It's not you. And I know. Look, okay, I know you. We hang out. I know you're not okay with that. Why can't you say you're not okay with it? Because it's a liberal policy point. It's like. Why can't you just speak up, speak your mind? Because that's not your mind.
And also just assess everything by the merit of it as an idea and not by who said it, what race they were when they said it. Just what's true and what's not true. Right. Instead of just like, that can't be true because you're on the other side.
Right.
Because you're on the other team.
Let me find out. Let me find something. But it's like they say with someone was saying, you exchange your phone with someone else at a different thing and just see the news feed you get.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah. Because it's like that.
But you say you get from both sides.
Because people, I have friends on both sides.
Good.
Like social dilemma, they're talking about how people. It's just how the social media kind of it kind of feeds you down those rabbit holes of stuff that it reinforces what you believe.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
But I can read, like, for me, like when I start reading an article and I go, on either side, it's like I can tell that they're just trying to.
Exactly.
It's so biased one way that I'm like, I don't have time to do this because I'm now gonna have to go read 3 more articles to figure out if this is right.
That's what I'm saying. Why I need a professional staff. Not everyone has that to actually vet this and find out. Oh, okay, that part of what you said is true. This is misleading. Here's the other argument. Some of that is bullshit also, and some is true. And but who has that?
Yeah, 100%.
Most
people don't. I like every once in a while I'll go through with a buddy that sends me some crazy meme. I'm okay, hold on. Let me research this for a minute.
It's so gross.
Then I'm going to send you what this is what it really. This is it's kind of true, but it's not representative of what the answer really should be or could be.
This may be a little inside politics, and don't feel bad to say I didn't follow this, but there was a commission appointed to look into the FBI's investigation of Trump for being connected with Russia.
Right.
Called the Durham. John Durham did it. You heard about that?
I didn't hear the rules. I didn't look at it.
But this is the kind of thing we're talking about. So John Durham, he's this prosecutor, seems to be a little leaning right. He was looked into, not into Trump's connections with Russia, which I won't bore everyone, but there are some very obvious connections with Russia. Like his campaign manager shared information with the Russian Secret Service. Okay, little things like that. But we won't go through that. That was 5 years ago. So the commission comes out, and John Durham, it took like 4 years looking at, and again, they're looking into the investigation of the investigation. And, the conservative papers were all like, just as we said, just as we thought, this was a hoax, and they set him up. But when you look at what the facts were, this was a 4-year investigation, 2 very minor indictments of people peripherally involved with the Clinton campaign that were both acquittals, I believe. or one was like, I think it was guilty, but it was guilty of like lying to the FBI, not guilty of the actual crime they were looking for. So like nobody like this is like, you're talking about statistics before.
Yeah.
This is like, to me, okay, this is the statistic. This is the actual thing. After 4 years, the guy didn't bring any cases except 2 little ones that he only half won. So for those of you who are saying this proves Trump was set up, I can see you're lying. And the other side does it too. There were things that the FBI should have done differently and blah, 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 and they downplay that. But basically, like, if I have to find a ref, I like to find something that's in, like, actual facts. Like, he only brought 2 cases, and they did not succeed in front of juries. Now, people are stupid, maybe the juries were, but it basically looks like you got nothing. The FBI was looking into Trump for very good reasons, because he was fucking connected with Russia in a million ways. He didn't act, there's no smoking gun where he flew to the Kremlin, peed in a bed with a hooker, and then somebody said, okay, and here's the information on Hillary. But he encouraged it publicly. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you, Russia,
I think I saw Hillary encourage China to do it.
Hillary did not encourage China to do it. Actually, I did a bit.
It was on a thing. I think she was being fun, trying to be funny.
I did
an interview.
I did a bit that she should do that. And about a year later, then she said it.
Oh, that was what it was?
Possibly because of someone had hipped her. I doubt she watches my show, but someone probably hipped her to that. Maybe it's a coincidence, but yes.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying she
No.
that's an interview. I just remember seeing that.
You're right, and that was a mistake too. It wasn't nearly as consequential because she wasn't running for president at the time. He was actually saying during a presidential election.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know timing on it, and I don't. Like I said, like I try not to get too much into stuff that I didn't follow much, like the Durham report. I don't follow that.
Well,
I don't have enough information to argue it.
Well, I'm telling you, that's important information. That Donald Trump is a guy who's not above taking help from people who nobody ever used help from in elections. We fought like dogs for elections, but we had one rule: don't bring any outside ringers in. You know, I used to play in this softball league in New York called the Broadway Show League. It was the comedians and the people in Broadway shows, not muscle men like you. Okay, actors, singers, dancers, comics. And, you know, so we'd play against each other. It was fun. And sometimes someone would bring in a ringer. Somebody you're like, where does this guy, what show is he in? Because he looks like ex-major leaguer, you know. And sure enough, it was like some ringer. And that was considered a great faux pas. You should not bring in a ringer.
Right.
And I would say the same thing about Donald Trump and Russia. Don't bring in a ringer. Fight here in America against your American foe, and don't take help from the people who do not have our best interests at heart, who are our enemies. And, you know, it's hard for me to reconcile how patriot-loving Americans can abide that in their big hero, Donald Trump.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't follow any of that. So
why? Your friends didn't write you out that shit?
I didn't get that back then. I don't know why.
Who would you, if you could pick anybody to be president, who would it be?
Yeah, you know, that's an interesting question. I don't know. I mean, I've always said I want an option that's not the, you know.
You what?
I want an option that's not the lesser of two evils. But
is nobody, were you coming up who like really stood out as somebody who had a lot of integrity and stood by you? And
I mean, I came up. I mean, me and my trainer, I just came up. I don't know. A lot of people I liked, but I mean, I don't know if they'd even be interested in being president.
No, but you're saying you did it all yourself.
Did what?
Made it.
Well, I mean,
there was no like mentor.
Not really.
No,
I mean, I had my trainer, my coach, a trainer helped me, but it was like he was my striking coach and helped me, and kind of met. I had a jiu-jitsu coach, and I kind of put it all together. Kind of built it together myself. Put it together as a team, and I mean, my trainer, he helped me put the final touches on a lot of things. My jiu-jitsu coach, he helped me, become a better fighter. A lot of people along the way. But I don't know.
Yeah, but it all kind of just comes down to
It comes down to
you.
Yeah, fighting.
That's cool. It's not. I mean, it's just not that way for everybody. But I totally get it. That's.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's part of being part of a sport that was just coming up too. Like it was just the beginning of a sport. Like it was like.
No, you were ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So it makes.
I mean, I think it really helped. Like when I came into it, okay, you have kind of 3 elements, right? You have striking, some kind of striking. You have wrestling from and then jiu-jitsu ground stuff, ground fighting. And I came in I had a wrestling background. I was a striker, and I had to learn one. So most guys were coming in with one that they're really good at, and I had to learn the other 2. So I had a little bit of an advantage that I had 2 that I was pretty good at,
right?
And I had to learn a 3rd,
right?
I just had to learn 1, so it gave me a little bit of advantage that way in the beginning.
So if you were in a bar and a fight broke out, and you had to be in it, which of these?
I prefer striking. Always have.
Striking.
Punching
people in the face.
Punching people in the face or kicking. Yeah.
Oh, everything comes back to punching people in the face. I wish I could have had a life or I was able to punch people in the face. I bet you it's really satisfying in a certain way, as much as we hate to say it. But as long as you're not like really killing them, and sometimes they've been obnoxious and they deserve it, and they're young, it's going to heal. Again, your face looks perfectly fine. You're ready for your close-up as the next action star. All we got to do now. Is the mohawk a deal breaker? Is that your?
No, it's my thing. But I mean, I've changed it for movies. I've done.
Oh, you have.
I'm pretty much. It takes a little while to grow stuff out, but this is as long as it's been for.
It's decided. You will be the first gay superhero. It's perfect because, again, you're so macho. Like, you're the most macho guy there is. So, like, of all the people in the world who can afford to, like, then be a gay superhero, again, just a character, and we'll cut out the kissing, or we'll CGI it. All right, I can be the producer?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you for coming by.
Thanks for
having me. That was fun.
Cigars.
Cigars, but you don't inhale a cigar.
I was inhaling cigars.
Come on.
I know.
You look great. I can't believe you.
I'm just trying to
It's funny. You got handsomer as you got older.
Thank you.
No, really. Like your whole first part of your career, it was always these parts. Quest for Fire and Beauty and the Beast.
They did everything they could to cover it.
It worked for you.
It
I mean,
did
look at
work
the
for me.
career you've had.
It worked for me.
But you actually grew into a nice. I would never guess that those were the roles. Looking at you now that you played early in your career. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking. I think that's maybe añejo tequila, perhaps, or.
Well, whatever you want. Maybe it's already here. And here are some drinks that are already poured.
No, that's some water.
We will figure it out. That's water. Yeah. Is this a drink?
That's water as well. Okay. I can't get enough water. You gotta hydrate.
Drink. What are you, a communist? Have a drink. There you go. And what do you want to mix it with?
Nothing.
Really?
It's just like,
look at that.
Just perfect.
Put hair on your chest.
Just the ice.
By the way, I remember seeing Quest for Fire in the theater in New York on 54th Street, the Ziegfeld.
Yes.
Which was a big room. Do you remember
My favorite theater in the world was the Ziegfeld. Well, my 2 favorite theaters, it's hard to generalize like this because, Radio City Music Hall is a pretty nice space.
But not movies. They don't show movies.
I saw some amazing.
They show movies at Radio City Music Hall?
They used to.
I'm thinking of Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
Right.
Radio City is a good place to go see a movie. But Cinerama Dome and in LA and then the Ziegfeld in New York were my 2 favorite places to go see movies. And you just, as luck would have it, that's the 2 theaters that Quest opened in.
Oh, you remember that? You remember where it opened?
I
in New
only
York.
remember the good shit, Bill.
But I mean, I remember it was 1981.
Cheers, buddy.
Yes, great to see you.
Great to
I always
see
loved
you.
seeing you when I saw you after the show. You'd be at the after party at Real Time, and I was always very flattered that you were just wanted to be there, like more than I could tell you, and I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. No, I had, it was fantastic to watch you live the night I came, the last night I came. Fernand Amandi was the journalist who you had on the show that night, and he invited me as a guest. And watching you zigzag your way through all of these different mindsets was very acrobatic.
Oh, thank you. I will say, although I'm sure it sounds immodest, we did it. I mean, we do it still in real time. I mean, the show's called Real Time, and we do it in real time. For most of the 21 years it's been, it was live. I mean, live. You know that we shot it at 7 o'clock, where it aired out here. If you had the East Coast feed, and it was 10 o'clock to the east.
Oh, I wasn't aware that ever changed. I assumed it was...
No, when the pandemic came, then we had to move to 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
for like most of the things with the pandemic, no reason that ever saved one life.
And you were doing it from one of your rooms in your house, right?
Right fucking here and in my backyard for 6 months. I mean, my God. Looking back, it just looks so stupid. But I don't want to get on that.
You were one of the things that got us through, pal.
Thanks.
I mean,
but
you know, everybody was like, you know, turning tail and
oh, for fuck's
going
sake.
into a defensive crouch.
Oh, I can't.
And there you were.
I can't stand.
We got to see pieces of your wardrobe we never knew existed.
Exactly. Yes. And my dogs were like bit players in my fucking television show. Now my dogs are like getting a credit. The whole thing was just so stupid. Anyway, I do remember so vividly seeing that movie in that theater. I also saw Gandhi there when it opened. I was so blown away, Gandhi. I mean, the way he portrayed him and just the way he enveloped that character and the feelings of peace and love and harmony that radiated through the screen. But the guy next to me would not shut up. I had to slug him.
Did you?
No, I'm just kidding.
Is it a left or a right?
No, but I saw Quest for Fire there, and it was such. I mean, it was. I'd never seen a movie like that. I don't think they've made a movie like that since. And I'm wondering if you. Here's a good question. Do you keep up with? Like, I'm super fascinated with prehistory, and 1981 to now is a long time, and they keep making discoveries and. Like I remember vividly saying on the screen when it came on 80,000 BC. I was like, oh, that is so awesome.
That is a great memory. It's a great thing to have remembered because very few people, that just escaped a lot of people. I mean, I know because of all the questions you get when the movie opens. Like, when did that take place? It was right there, motherfucker.
80,000 BC. And of course, I think for a lot of people who don't have this silly hobby I have of studying prehistory and following the latest discoveries of the archaeologists and shit, they can't place that. So let me place it for you. Homo sapiens, our species, is only 200,000 years old, which is pretty amazing. Now, humans, our last common ancestor is 6 million years ago with the chimps. Then about 2.5 million years ago, we have Australopithecus. That's a human, like Lucy. Remember, they called her Lucy, about 4 foot tall. Not that cute.
No.
Quite frankly.
Not like Desi's Lucy.
Unless you're a vole. But, so that's a human, but not a Homo sapien, of course. And they left Africa, humans did, about 2 million years ago. But it wasn't until, now they say fire was discovered in 300,000 BC. So before Homo sapiens. And the connection Yuval Harari makes in his book is that that's not coincidence. When they came up with fire, they could cook food which had formerly been filled with so many bacteria and parasites that the intestines had to be enormous. But cooking it allowed the intestines to shrink and the energy went up to the brain. And that's why our brains got bigger.
Oh, wow.
Not that you'd know it by this campaign. But so that's where I place you now. Human fire 300,000 BC. So it's been around for a while in 80,000 BC, but they still can't make it, I guess. Oh, wait. No, I think that's what they were saying.
That's the whole conceit of the film.
So that's in the 40-something years since they made that film, that's what's changed. In your movie, 80,000 BC was when they were still trying to find how to make fire. They could capture it in the lightning. You know, they captured it in that thing that I call him the first schmuck, the guy who drops it in the stream.
Yeah.
They're carrying it. You know, they have it, but you have to keep it in a tabernacle.
Right.
And it's the bald guy. I love that they made it the bald guy.
It's always the bald guy.
It's
he's vaudevillian. Let's just face it. I mean, but no, the whole conceit of the film is that the ability to evolve was commensurate with the kind of climate you lived in by that point. So that there were certain areas that were very cold and people were just living in a tremendously defensive manner just to try to stay alive. And then there were certain more tropical climates where people were evolving faster because the obstacles were not, stultifying. So the conceit of the film is our fire goes out. We live on the north of the Pyrenees, and then these three warriors are sent to find fire, which is a commodity, not something that happens spontaneously in nature. Right. And we cross the Pyrenees, and where it's much warmer, and lo and behold, there's Ray Dawn fucking Chung.
Absolutely.
Right, naked. And so,
right, and she.
That was you talk about fire, baby.
Right, that's right. It was Ray Dawn Chung, and she makes fire. It's this thing.
Yeah.
You're rubbing your hands together basically with the stick in the middle.
Right.
And the fact that they hadn't figured that out yet, and they needed her to tell us, I think is instructive.
That's everything you need to know.
Humans, and I mean, I could, be the champion feminist here and say, sure, the woman figured it out, and the stupid man wouldn't ask for directions to fire.
Well, no, but I mean, in your defense, it wasn't her specifically, but it was the tribe that she lived among.
Well, she shows the guy.
She shows the guy, but then she takes him into this cave, in this rather sacred moment of the film, this very climactic moment of the film, and introduces him to the shaman who is responsible for keeping this thing going. And so it's a skill that's already being passed down from which she happens to be a part of. That was the theory of when Jean-Jacques Arnaud, great filmmaker,
right,
who has,
and he's French, obviously.
He's French, and I've done four movies with him now.
Is that right?
That was the first movie I ever made, and that was certainly the first collaboration with him. But he had made another movie called Black and White and Color, which won an Oscar for Best Foreign Film. And Jean-Jacques is as intellectually curious as anyone who I've ever met in the business. He made 7 Years in Tibet later on. He made this movie called The Bear. He made another movie about these tigers in Cambodia.
I remember The Bear.
Called Brothers. He refuses to ever...
He's still with us?
He's still with us. He just made an incredibly beautiful rendition of the burning of Notre Dame. Which never got American distribution, but that's a whole other
story. A documentary about when
it was not a documentary, although when you watch the movie, you think you're watching...
Because Notre Dame really did burn a few years ago.
He made him film about that, which was a fictionalized telling of a real event. But the way he made it...
Who done it? Who burned Notre Dame?
Well, yeah, that's all in there.
Interesting.
And he's got these guys who are real firemen playing in the movie, acting in the movie. I don't think they've ever acted before, but they're so invested in what he's asking them to do that they're giving phenomenal performances, and you actually think. So the beauty of this film, which is indicative of Jean-Jacques' singular, non-commercial way of storytelling, is that you actually think he's making you think you're watching real footage of the fire, when the fire was a year and a half earlier.
Right.
And he just recreated it, and he shot in about 8 cathedrals all around Europe.
I saw this one you did. I can't remember the name, but I liked it a lot. You're in it's recent. It's Famke Janssen is your co-star. You're a hitman.
And Richard Dreyfuss is in it. I heard a wonderful. I saw some stills.
Oh,
Of
yes.
a wonderful moment you had with him right here in this chair.
Moment. It went on for 2 hours, and oh God, now everybody's going to be doing the Dreyfuss.
No.
Well, he had a rough day.
He was having a rough moment. He was ill or something.
He was not ill. He was just very relaxed.
I mean, there's no excuse for.
Well, to his credit, if you didn't see it and just listened to it, he was perfectly lucid. And I mean, I'll always be a big Richard Dreyfuss fan, both, professionally and personally. I did, first thing we talked about, he did a special on ABC. He was a big movie star at the time, so he could get a thing like this done in 1987 on the Constitution, because it was the 200th anniversary of the Constitution.
Right.
And I was, for some reason, one of the young whippersnappers who was like on that show. And it was a big feather in my cap at the time. I was thrilled that movie star Richard Dreyfuss was, putting me in something, and I was going to be on TV and not just telling jokes, but like doing a little highbrow sort of thing with a big star. So
I feel the same way about him. He's real American royalty, and he's cinema royalty. And this little movie that you're referring to, called Asher,
right,
is something that I had a little production company of my own for about 5 years. It was a lot of lessons learned and no small amount of comeuppances, but it was a result of like, if you just pick really, really cool material, you can make hundreds of millions of dollars. And every movie that I made lost money.
Hollywood is like a cat. I mean, it's just movie making. Like, they have declared it dead so many times. My theory was always it'll never die because it's something you can do on a date for 2 hours without talking, which is what everyone is looking for in life at a certain point in relationships. I don't remember when, I wasn't born yet, but I've seen the footage of when, like, CinemaScope or when TV came in, like in the early 50s, they thought it was over for movies. So they made movies in like this way too big screen.
Right.
And movies of that era, when they come on our TVs, they have to sort of box them weirdly, because they thought they could like win the audience back with size. Like, TVs are small.
So the other day I posted, 1986, Billy Wilder won a Lifetime Achievement Award from the American Film Institute.
As he should.
Very big deal. And it's one of my favorite speeches. But he starts off the second half of the speech with, I've been working in Hollywood for more than 50 years, which is also a half a century. And I've watched Hollywood vacillate between despair and fear. And it was such a witty thing to say that it took 30 seconds for the audience to realize, oh, that was a fucking great line. But then he went on to say, first it was sound that was going to kill us.
Yes.
Then it was and he goes through this whole litany of things. Now, this is 1986. The cell phone hadn't been invented yet. He said the new thing that's going to kill us is the chip. What is it called? The
microchip?
The microchip. He said, whereby you won't need theaters anymore. You won't need studios anymore. You'll be able to. A satellite will take an image and spread it over 5 million screens. And then he goes on to explain AI. And this is 1986, and he lays it all out.
Really? Oh, I got to see this. Can you YouTube this?
Yeah,
you must.
and I'll shoot it to you.
Shoot it to me.
But
Shoot it, me, baby.
all you do is Google, Billy Wilder's acceptance speech in
Right.
AFI. But the point of it is that the reason why I posted it is because the last line of the movie is, "So my fellow picture makers, don't despair. They may have the kingdom, but we have the power and the glory."
Wow.
Which is one of the greatest lines in a speech that an artist can possibly
It's
give.
biblical, right? It's from
It
the
seems
Bible.
like, but it's
The power and the glory, yes, that's from the Bible.
yes,
Yeah.
but it's
But
it's
so many,
transcendent. in
so many
ways.
movie titles are. East of Eden,
Right,
Inherit the Wind.
right,
And
right.
I'm sure there's a list of 50, and I knew 2, so I'm going to...
There you go. You're way ahead of the game.
I'm going to get off this.
I didn't know any.
I'm going to make believe that... No,
Sodom and Gomorrah. That was
Well, that... yeah.
Sound of Music. No, that didn't. I don't think
No.
that was from the Bible.
When I had my genealogy done by Skip Gates, you know that show, the Henry Louis Gates, the
Oh,
Finding Your Roots, the brilliant Harvard professor Henry Louis Gates.
No.
You should do it. I mean, you'd be perfect.
Well, I've been obsessed with doing something like a 23andMe or whatever they call them.
But they do all the research for you.
But this one sounds really
Well, you
trippy.
must have seen this. It's been on PBS since,
Yeah, this is the one to do.
Okay, so I did it, and they do they do you on one day, and then they have another one, and they put 2 people together to make it a more interesting episode. And they've traced my heritage back to 1818 in Ireland. They have the church records of the person. It's cool that you get that done, and they give you a booklet with all the clippings and the information. I mean, you cannot get your genealogy done better for free, or they may pay you a stipend. But the star of my genealogy thing on the Skip Gates show was my grandfather, my Irish side grandfather, my father's father, who I never met. He died in 1940. But he was a major motherfucker. There's banner headlines in the New York Times from 1919, 1920. He was head of the boatsmen's unions.
Ooh.
He shut down New York Harbor.
Yeah.
They negotiated with the president. Maybe it was Woodrow Wilson, I think, himself. That's pretty big.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, very cool.
I'm kind of afraid of what they'll find.
Why?
Because, the kind of simian features
Neanderthals?
that I have, yeah.
But that's...
The only reason I was in Quest for Fire, by the way, you thought it was for my acting, but no.
Well, your acting was great, too.
But the guy was looking at my forehead, and he was so fascinated.
But that's what I'm saying. It's funny, at your age now, that's all gone. I know what you mean. I mean, we all noticed it.
I'm a different kind of animal.
You are a different kind of yes, a Neanderthal. But isn't that, to go back to Quest for Fire for a second, wasn't that also part of the plot, was that Ray Dawn Chong's tribe, who were much more human-like, then interbreeded, because we did interbreed. Everybody has, not everybody, but people do have Neanderthal blood in them.
Well, the last image of the film is, he's trying
Pregnant.
to he's trying to fuck her from behind, and she turns him around, and they.
That's not the last frame of the film. I remember.
I turned it off after that. That's all I knew.
Okay, I can't watch my movies either. Like there are Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death.
I love that
1988.
film. I know all the dialogue.
But no, the last shot. Excuse me.
It's not the last shot.
The last shot is she is pregnant,
Yeah, she's pregnant.
looking at the moon. She's sitting against his chest,
Yeah.
and they're looking at the moon, and
Yeah. But about 30 minutes before the end, he goes to take her from behind.
Okay.
And she turns him around and shows him missionary.
Apparently that scene meant a lot more to you.
That's the only reason I took the movie.
I feel like I'm...
I said to myself, this film, I have a theory, and that is that the genius, the artistry, is constant. It's always been there.
Whose artistry? The actor? The writer?
Artistry in general.
Okay.
People who are brilliant enough to paint like Picasso and like Rembrandt and stuff. People who are brilliant enough to write music like Chopin and Gershwin and stuff. Constant. When we invent the new modality of storytelling, which was cinema back in the beginning of the 20th century. They came out of the woodwork, geniuses. Geniuses. I mean, if you look at
like Chaplin.
Yeah, the only thing that changes is not the artistry. The artistry is constantly there.
Right.
And it's there to be tapped. A lot of it doesn't get tapped, but there's so much in reserve that is, waiting to be tapped. The only thing that changed to me was the marketplace. So before there was cinema, you had playwriting that was mind-blowingly exquisite, and literature, fiction writing, the great, the Hemingways and the Fitzgeralds and the Faulkners.
Novelists, yeah.
And then movies come along, and you see those same guys writing for films.
Some of them, yes.
And then the studios started to falter in the 50s, and it was really hard to make a living as one of those guys.
Right.
So they started to move over to alternative sources of revenue.
Sure.
They went where the money was. So they went to television. Now, the reason why they're calling this the golden era of television is because little by little, the movie-going experience got fucked up, really fucked up, little by little.
You're talking about superhero movies and sequels and
yeah,
because I mean it's interesting.
I'm talking about the difference between an amusement park and a movie theater was almost unrecognizable.
Right. That's great. Yes, that's a perfect.
But
way
these
to put
geniuses, these great writers, still had phenomenal stories to tell. They would have been writing them if it was the 70s and you had Brian De Palma and Marty Scorsese and those dudes, motherfuckers, doing their thing. They would have been writing for cinema because that's where the money was. But the money was no longer in cinema, so where did they go? And this is how you get FX becomes,
right.
a cable station and a mind-blowing content. And all these cable stations start exploding to give these writers a place to go where they can write original mind-blowing shit, but also make a living.
Right.
Like make a living. Raise their kids, put them through school.
Are you of the school that you hear all the time that the 70s was kind of like the peak of movie, like the movies of the 70s? Lots of people are always, maybe it's just something to say at a cocktail party, but I think there's great movies in every decade, of course, just like there's great music. But there is something about the 70s. Like I was watching 3 Days of the Condor recently. Exactly.
What a fucking movie.
Right. I mean,
so fucking good.
So fucking good. And they knew how to make something that was at once entertaining, but also serious. It had adult themes and it was about a real thing. But it wasn't just a downer, which is, it wasn't like, homeless lady shits in a bucket movie, which is like a lot of what they put out now. But we did a whole thing on it one night that they should call the Oscars the Downers or the Debbies for Debbie Downer. And now here's your MC, the sad emoji, because they just seem to change the raison d'etre from we want you to enjoy yourselves and be entertained and think sometimes to we want you to see how worthy we are. We want you to see, and this is my thing about, once it gets to that place of lecturing, then you're leaving the realm of art.
Yeah.
Now you're in the realm of polemics, which has a place, but it's not what art does.
I mean, my feeling is that the golden age of cinema was the 30s and 40s. And then the 70s was a tremendously kind of atypical, phenomenal period because you still had an infrastructure that would support the emergence of great new storytellers like Scorsese, like De Palma, like Coppola, like all the guys that came up in the 70s, like the guy who did 5 Easy Pieces,
Jack Nicholson, yeah.
Yeah, no, but
No, I know. Hal Ashby?
Well, Hal Ashby is one of them. I'll think of his name. But it was just one guy after another, but we still had an environment that would support them commercially. We still People were still going to the theater enough to justify giving $15 million.
But again, because they knew they could walk and chew gum at the same time. Spielberg, I mean.
But every era has shit and greatness.
Every era has mostly shit. Most of everything is shit. Most music is shit. Most books are shit. Most movies are shit. Most TV is shit. Life is mostly shit. I mean, you said there's all these geniuses.
Can I get some more to drink, because this is,
Yeah.
I really need this
What?
conversation.
Am
is like,
I depressing you?
no, not at all. I'm just joking. But I did go through that tequila quite quickly, and I'm using my hand. Is that all right?
Please do. We don't.
We're brothers.
We're brothers, and we don't stand on ceremony. You're
And I
a
even
club
put
random.
a piece of ice. that fell
Random
on
is
the
right in the
sofa.
title. Oh, my new Trader Vic's lighter. I love it.
Here's to Trader Vic's coming back to LA here.
They sent me all this awesome shit. I love the lighter.
That's beautiful.
Do I put some of the shit. Oh, yeah. There you go. Trader Vic since 1934.
And I hear from one of the people I met when I came in here today that they're coming back to LA.
Yes, they
They'll
are.
have a presence again.
Did you spend some time at the one on the Wilshire in Santa Monica in your day?
Well, when I first got here in the
Must have.
mid-'80s,
We all did.
it was one of my first stops, because
Right.
it's like, it's like 77 Sunset Strip.
Right.
It's one of those places, you just got to hit.
But also because you could get so drunk. The drinks were not like any other bar. I mean, it was a little kind of old schooly, which is also what was kind of cool about it, booths. I mean, trust me, in the 80s, that was like a go-to to get laid kind of place. Because like one of those drinks, and you were both on your ass. We were always doing a Richard Dreyfuss in those booths. We were always sliding around in the slush because they would bring out a fucking human skull. It looked like it was that big. Ceramic, beautiful ceramics. But it was a bowl of liquor. It was a bowl of like 8 different kinds of liquor. And of course, the sugar amount that we took must have been just enough to make many diabetics. But, you didn't do it all that often. But between the fruity stuff that they put in to mask the multiple liquors in there and the liquor itself, but yeah, and big long straws, and you would just be under the table after, one, and if you had 2 of them. So, unfortunately, those days in my life are long gone.
Oh,
I can't
Bill,
drink like that. Can you still?
No,
drink
I
like
can't. I never could. I never could drink like that. But
I can drink a little, not every night, but that's otherwise. You wind up looking like Ted Kennedy.
yeah, Jesus Christ, I'm going through. The thing about aging. I'm like north of 70 now, so
Right.
the,
That's as good as you can do.
but it's very, very hard when you are not confronted, but smacked in the face with the fact that you can't do the things that were so de rigueur, that were so like, this is what we're doing tonight. We're going to go out. We're going to
Absolutely.
hit 5 or 6 places.
Exactly.
And, and then you get to the point where you say to you go to see your doctor and go, I have this lower intestinal discomfort. And he said, well, did you do anything different last night than you usually do? I said, no, I just went out and had 7 or 8 drinks.
Oh.
And
if I had 7
I
or 8.
I could.
I couldn't.
That was something I could have done routinely.
But not now.
Well, now I'm finding out that my pancreas is revolting. As Mel Brooks, the way Mel Brooks used the term, the people are revolting.
Yeah.
Of course they are. They stink on ice.
I know.
But
well, that is. My hat's off to you at that age to be able to drink like that.
the point is, I can't.
But
for you, Bill, I'm making an exception.
Look, it's amazing because, like, whatever the trade-off was when when Jesus was making you in heaven, like it was worth it because, like, here you are at 73. That is not the skin of a 73-year-old, especially one who drinks, and that's usually what goes on people. You could definitely still play really any late middle age, if the character's 59, that is not a problem. That's good. That's a good thing to, especially like, you're a good heavy, that's why I like that Asher movie, because you were, but, I mean, and we certainly have seen a zillion hitmen. I mean, talk about Hollywood and their lack of imagination. Like, can't they think of another way to say that a guy's morals are compromised? I mean, really, you could put a longer list than the names of the movies that come from the Bible to the list of people.
What is it? What are we fascinated about, though? We really like people who take matters into their own hands.
That's interesting.
I think that that's the fascination. I think that that's why we like The Godfather so much and all the gangster movies so much, and the Cagneys and the Bogarts, if you want to go all the way back to the origin story. We just like vigilantes.
But they weren't. But now,
look at what Death Wish did.
No, this is, yes, vigilante. Okay, but that's a different category than assassin, hitman. There's been many. I mean, Stallone has played it. I could name a lot of people, if we put our minds to it right now, who have played some version of a hitman. Remember the French guy with, I think Natalie Portman is the kid in it.
Yeah, Jean Reno.
He's terrific. And it's always, I am a hitman, but I have a code.
But I have a heart of gold.
Not a heart of gold necessarily, but they definitely have a code. No women and children, and also hermaphrodites. I will not kill I have a code. Whatever it is, and they. But I thought you guys brought whatever it was. It was moody and cool. So the fact that that's what it was, I guess that had to be the spine of the project. But
well, the tightrope walk. If you're going to immerse yourself in a hitman movie, then you have to. You've already signed on to, like, okay, I'm gonna walk a fine line here, and if I go to the left too much or the right too much,
right,
I fall and I kill myself.
Right.
But the tightrope walk is that you have to make the audience believe that everybody you're killing has it coming.
Right.
The world is better off with them dead.
Well, yes.
That's where this thing comes in about, this instant sort of justice that we're all longing for.
Right.
I think we're all longing.
Well, definitely there's an interesting way we see the psyche of America change by how we look at movies with villains who in the past did not have to die. I'll give you an example. In the original Cape Fear.
I love that movie.
The original?
Yeah.
And the Scorsese.
Scorsese was good, but the original was phenomenal.
It's 1960, I think, the original.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
In 1960, he doesn't die at the end, the bad guy, the psycho, because in 1960, people still had faith in the justice system. So it was, if a guy was saying to the bad guy, well, that's it. You'll be going away for a very long time, and you will get your just comeuppance in this just country of ours, and that's just what I have to say to you. It was all good. But by the time you got to 1992 or whatever that was, the person has to die. The person always has to die. We do not trust the justice system. If there's an evil seed, I was watching the Jennifer Lopez movie called The Boy Next Door, where she fucks she's like this hot, 45-year-old woman, and
that's a stretch.
She fucks a teenager next door, He looks like he's 35, and he's playing 18, and he talks like someone who's 40. I mean, it's hysterical. But she, in a moment of weakness one night, fucks the boy next door, and then he's sprung on her, and he becomes a psycho, and he's going to ruin her life, and he tries. We've seen this pattern in many movies. It's amusing. And at the end, of course, he has to die. She has to kill him. He can't just keep being a psycho and we trust that the system will take care of you. And
because he has it coming.
Well, he definitely has it coming. He had her coming that first night, and that's where all the trouble started.
Short-lived.
That's where the trouble started.
Unsustainable, as they say.
She gave into it that one night.
In the Republican Party.
I think a better movie would have been if she just went with it. When she was like, oh, that was
a sequel.
This is good dick. And he's next door.
Right.
But the problem is he had befriended her teenage son as a kind of a
oh my God, no.
mentor.
Bad move. Bad. That's hitting below the belt.
Well,
You really have it coming
you know.
when you use the teenage son to get a little.
You want to put J-Lo in a messy situation. And I saw another one she just did called Mother. It's fantastic. Did you see that on Netflix?
That's brand new, right?
It's pretty new.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one
Really
yet,
good.
But I read amazing things about it.
Yeah, she's like up in Alaska, and again, I think she's a hitman or some shit.
Yeah, and that's
Definitely doing some badass stuff in the snow.
Can I get back to something that
Please do. Please
kind
do,
of,
Ron.
Yeah, you hydrate a little bit there because I feel as though you were onto something a minute ago where we talked about how there seemed to be an unstoppable, irresistible movement to keep everybody at home, which culminated with a pandemic, which was, like nobody saw that coming, but everything was going in that way anyway, because Amazon was delivering everything to your house, and movies were being delivered to your house, and you never had to really leave your house. You could even have put on some goggles and have a sensation like you were walking in the park, walking your dog virtually.
I will never be one of those people.
No, none of us.
I don't think you ever look cool with goggles on your head.
But what I was saying is that it seemed as though when all of this was proliferating, that this was the new normal, that this was going to be the way it was. People were going to be consigned to doing everything at home, and there would be no more communal
office.
What's
yeah, like the office. Like there's no place where people gather communally.
Yeah, there would be, movie theaters were the synagogues and the churches. These were places where they were ritualistic in nature, but what you got out of them was real spiritual kind of nourishment. And all of those things began to become devalued by the fact that you don't have to leave your house now. You can stay home and get anything you want, anything you want. And we thought,
you just have to
and I even thought, but then, somehow it's like that little piece of grass that grows between in the concrete.
Yeah.
It just, and somehow a movie does $180 million on a weekend, and you go, not so fast.
They look at Oppenheimer. I think that the message from the audience is do more of that. Work a little harder.
But the idiots who run the show are going. They're always behind they're always 2 steps behind.
Well,
they're always going, oh wait, now we got to do this now.
Okay, well you can't blame them too much when Avengers Endgame just made $350 million. I mean, there's a reason why they make the movies they make. They want to make money. If people didn't go to these, but a lot of those franchise ones are starting to peter out. They're just you can only do it so many times,
right?
Even for kids, and they're all the same from each other. Like what my favorite superhero movie is? It's the one everyone thinks is garbage.
Hellboy.
Hellboy, yes. Well, that's its own special category, right?
Yes, I agree.
It really is. But that was a great thing
that was
to
well
happen
said.
For you.
No, I'm joking.
No, it's a big thing.
I took a shot there.
No, it's great to have a tentpole franchise thing like that.
Plus, what was great about it, now that I've taken this conversation, shoved it back my way, which is,
please do.
You better watch out because I do that. But it was basically a superhero movie about a slob who wanted to stay home and eat pizza and watch the Three Stooges.
It's fun.
So it's an underachiever superhero movie, which gives it a second layer. But anyway, enough about me.
I love Hellboy, so you don't have to apologize for that. I was just going to say the one I like that everyone hates is Catwoman. For some reason, Spider-Man is genius and Catwoman is horrible. And to me, it's always the same movie, the origin story of how they got to be where they are. And it's like, AI looks at that and goes, oh, please. It'll take me 1 second to come out with the next one. I mean, they don't even need AI. They just feed in the last one. And Catwoman.
What is the opposite of artificial intelligence? Um,
Real intelligence?
Non-intelligence.
Well,
yeah, that's what you're describing.
Yeah, I mean, it was just
Zero intelligence.
At least in the Catwoman, I could look at Halle Berry. But you know, I mean, it is amazing how much they will. Liam Neeson has done like 3. I'm not talking about Taken, which is. I mean, the first one was great. The first Taken is great. Then, of course, it gets like, oh, Taken again. All these kind of movies where something crazy happens to somebody and the movie's such a big hit, they're like, well, I guess it's going to have to happen to Bruce Willis again in Die Hard 4. I think they should make Titanic 2, where she goes on another ship and it hits another iceberg. Call it Titanic 2. Is it me? But you know what I mean? They just they paint themselves into this corner. But Liam Neeson has done this other thing where he did a movie where he was on a train and somebody's like blackmailing him to take over the train or else I'll kill your mom or something. And then they did the same movie on a plane. It's almost the exact same script, but now we're on a plane. I'm like, my hat's off to you, Liam. That takes big
disclosure.
Irish balls.
You know, it goes back to William Goldman, who said about Hollywood, nobody knows anything.
Oh, yes. Right.
So
that's an amazing book, the William Goldman.
Amazing.
It's called Adventures.
Hollywood something.
Adventures in the Screen Trade?
Yeah,
Isn't that the name of it? I mean, it is such a handy guide to, if you ever wonder about anything that's happened in show business, he will make sense of it for you. Like, I love the part where he says, people think it's a mystery, like how we get big movie stars to, you know, like pick our script. Write them their first scene where you first see them. Write them a big fucking speech where they look like a hero, and they'll do your movie. Write them, make them look cool. Put that on the paper.
Yeah.
And it's so true. Every star just about wants to just, in baseball they would say, stay in the show.
But the interesting thing about a guy like William Goldman is, you know, you can't assign more hits with a person than, you know, he was associated with, and yet he writes a book which the first sentence is, here's the thing about Hollywood, nobody knows anything.
Yeah. I think he's talking more about the studio heads and what's going to be a hit or not. But as far as like, how do you actually have a good script? And he's like Butch Cassidy, right? And I mean, I can't, The Sting, is that William?
Yes.
I mean, yes, I can't remember all of them. But yes, he had an amazing run.
And The Princess Bride.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. But here's the thing, as you know better than I do, about movies, is anything can fuck up a movie. You have to be lucky. There's so many elements. And if any one of them doesn't work, it's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
I'm sure when I was making brilliant movies like Cannibal Women, I remember every day they come back from the dailies and it's just the greatest fucking thing anyone's ever seen. I mean, celluloid should be sent directly in the time capsule.
Smithsonian. I smell Smithsonian.
Yeah, and this is like, they all think when they're making it, and then I guess they get in the room with the editors and they put it together, and then suddenly it's like, oh. I mean, and you see so many movies from very talented directors that suck. They just miss.
Yeah, no, I've been working on a movie where all along the way you say, did you see the dailies? Oh.
Right.
Oh.
I know.
My God.
I know.
And then you go see you get invited to the casting crew screening, and you watch the movie, and you're like,
right.
And you go, what happened to all those great dailies?
Right.
They never made it to the screen. But it's all just, everybody's blowing smoke up everybody's ass.
Right. But the thing is, like,
and you're right. The odds are so against something good taking place because 400 pair of hands touch this product before it comes out.
You have to, yeah. I gotta pee, to be perfectly honest.
I was, I can't remember the name of the fellow in the white T-shirt who welcomed me here, but
Chris?
the minute I got here, because I drove from Pasadena and I'm
Oh, really?
73, and the minute I got here, I said, I need a bathroom so bad. And that's only a 40-minute drive. I mean, come on.
It's
I understand,
aging is
pal.
not for the.
Well, Betty Davis said it's not for sissies.
It's so not for sissies.
It's really not.
But I'm so glad we
But
got.
the only thing that aging is good for, which you've always been good at, but you're better at now, is that you just don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
Yeah.